Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is hautemesstom, and if you're new here, I am currently on a half-year, 6-month no-buy. So today we will be doing an anti-haul. Now I have typically done new makeup nonsense bingos, and I will do those again. But I haven't caught up in a while, and since I'm not buying things for the foreseeable future, an anti-haul seemed the most appropriate way to talk about some new releases. So what I'm going to do is open up some indie mood, some trend mood, look at some new releases, see what I think about them, and hopefully I'm not tempted by anything and I can just call it all stupid, which it is, kind of, like baseline. We're just talking about makeup. However, there might be some things that pique my interest, and we can talk about those as well. So let me just open up the good old Instagram and see what's happening. Let's start with indie makeup because that's gonna be the most tempting to me, I think. Okay, so Temptalia collaborated with Sydney Grace and released 3 eyeshadow palettes. The collection is available to purchase now. These are very beautiful palettes, but I watched Beauty News talk about it, and they did a very good job pointing out how similar the palettes were. Essentially, they're all the same color story. And they are. There's like greens. There's just like a bunch of beautiful jewel tones, which is great. Except, to what end would you need all 3 of these? And you can buy them as a set of 3. I don't know, this can completely miss me. They look gorgeous, and I've heard only amazing things about Sydney Grace's quality of eyeshadow. So I imagine it's a good buy. This seems like a very good thing, like maybe for someone who's just like now getting into makeup, like just getting excited about makeup now. I think had these been released 5 years ago, these would have gone off like gangbusters, but this felt like a very like silent release for the reputation that Temptalia has. So I would be maybe interested in buying one of these, but I probably this didn't even make it on my list of things that I might want to buy at that whenever my no buy is over. So I'm not really tempted by this, but the greens do look gorgeous, and I love a green. So I didn't find anything else on Indie Makeup Spotlight, and I am moving on to the Indie Mood. So this is from It's Belle Cosmetics, and they are launching the Break the Rules palette, which appears to be 9 beautiful shimmers. They kind of look like all like beautiful topper shades. This is actually very stunning. Very stunning. I'm curious as to how much this is going to cost, or does cost. I will say the red in the bottom in the first picture leads me to believe that it's going to be like this very deep shade of red, and then when it's swatched out, it's like orange, and it's not as deep. So well, I think these are all beautiful. I would say this is like definitely like obviously going to be a partner palette unless you like a very light wash of shimmer on the eyes as a one shadow look. Very pretty. Would be interested in trying this brand's formula. I don't think this is a bad release actually. And it's also harkening back. Do you guys remember a couple years ago, before we all really got into like multi-chrome toppers and like this kind of whole like shifty thing? Urban Decay released a palette like with 20 of these in it, and we all like kind of just pushed it to the side and didn't think anything of it. And now, like thinking about it now, I think that's a palette that I would have like really enjoyed in 2021. But too little, too late. It's way past that mark. So I just came across these, and I don't know how I missed these. So this is a new launch from or pre-order for Terra Moon Cosmetics. I have not tried anything from this brand, but they are one of the brands that's kind of like floating in my radar recently. I don't feel like I need any new multi-chromes, but they just launched these black-based multi-chromes. And gray-based, but these black-based ones, this Blood Moon, Hyperion, and Centauri. These are gorgeous. And I've been really wanting to do, I love like a really dark eye. I love a dark eye. I don't have the eyes for it. My eyes are actually very small, but I don't care. I really am into the idea of like just a black eye. So this kind of feels like that Blood Moon shade is like calling to me, so much so that I'm actually gonna add these to my end of the year list. I do not own anything like these shades, and I think that I would definitely enjoy having those singles in my collection to really make something happen. And I also don't think I've seen anything like these in another brand, like this dark with these shifts. Mm. These black based ones, I'm very into them. I'm very into them. Alright, let's mock some brands that have money and will probably be a lot easier to pass on. Okay, so there's a new product from Ulla Henriksen called the Dewtopia. Now, I don't really talk about skincare much on my channel, even though I'm very into skincare. I think the reason I like don't touch skincare is that it's such a personal journey, and like I don't want to sit here and like say things are like perfect for me that might not be perfect for you, because like that's kind of how things go. However, this is a 20% acid night treatment with AHAs and PHAs. PHAs is like their big. I'm very into the idea of like trying this at some point in my life. I have a lot of skincare to work through because you do get a lot. I did get a lot of skincare also while working at Sephora. So I'm working through a lot of a back catalog of skincare. And also, I know people say that they run through skincare so fast, but I feel like that's like one of the categories that even though I use it every day, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm running through skincare like a bandit, right? Uh, I had a cleanser that I just like finished and I've had it for like a year, like been working on it. Once I would say that this could definitely be something I could see myself trying once I'm out of like nighttime acids, but I have quite a few on deck and I'm just open to new ones. So it's like I have some time before that I would need something like this. I think it's interesting that they're calling it the Dewtopia. It's definitely going to make your skin appear smoother. It's going to get rid of, like, it's exfoliating the skin, and that's kind of the point. So I don't know what the dewy claim is in this product, because I think that's a little bit weird name to like call something that exfoliates the skin. Produce the same amount of oil that it's going to when you use this product. So, and it's not like a moisturizer, so I'm not really sure what they're talking about. I will say, if this is a product that you plan on trying and you are not someone who uses acids already, if you were going to introduce this into your skincare regimen, please, 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 please wear an SPF. Like, always wear an SPF, but like, please make a big effort to reapply if you're going to use something like this, because it's very important. Okay, this one I don't have to do much talking about how I don't want it to happen. Like, I won't need to like discourage myself from purchasing this, but this is the Naked 3 Mini from Urban Decay. It's like a twofold problem here, right? So I really want to like break this down and say like, why are we even bothering with this? But I also see the flip side of this too. So I think that Urban Decay has fully stopped trying to market to us. And by us, I mean you and I, the people who watch BeautyTube for hours on end and follow all these Instagram accounts about makeup. I think Urban Decay is fully, although it used to be such an edgy brand, is kind of fully leading into, I don't know what to call the market that isn't people who are obsessed with makeup, because I'm not included in it, and I don't think that there needs to be like an otherness to them, but you know what I mean. Like the person who's like, I buy one eyeshadow palette until it's all the way gone, and then I like literally go buy another one, and like there's like 5 years in between that time. So I think that this palette would appear very cool, like very good for someone who doesn't wear a lot of makeup, and they can like have this palette and it would be like their one palette, right? And maybe Urban Decay needs to like switch around where they market to, like where they're advertising to. So like maybe Urban Decay should lean into like more television marketing, not using things like Trend Mood to advertise their products. Because I think they need to realize that like don't advertise that to us, because we're just gonna mock it and kind of relentlessly, because Urban Decay makes a lot of choices that I think the beauty community is just like, please stop. Like, I thought the idea of like collaborating with Prince was like a good idea in theory for the brand Urban Decay, but it was just like a choice because before he passed, Prince made a very big deal about how he like did not want his image to be used for things like this, and it like specifically, you know, like as a hologram performing. So That was like a choice, and it obviously didn't go over very well. Yeah, it's just like I don't know what don't think what they know what they're doing as a brand, and like this, well, it's like a harmless, small little thing. It's just like don't don't tell me about it. Like I'm not the one who needs to know about this, right? And I don't think you are either, because this is like really boring. But if you don't have an eyeshadow palette, sure. But also if you're like looking to buy makeup and you somehow landed on this video to get an idea of what to buy, you picked the wrong video, but also like don't buy this. Don't buy this. So Color Rain sneak peeked 3 cream blushes. I guess this is not the packaging that they're going to end up in. I don't know like what stage of the process they're in, but they did sneak peek them. And so there is 4 shades. There is Smooches and Floral, which I'm like, okay, those are like blush shades, right? And then there's Spicy, which is like probably too deep for me, but probably would be the what I would end up buying if I like went into this category to like buy this from them. And I love Colored Rain. I think their eyeshadow formula is stunning. So I'm not dissing these. I don't need these, right? I have enough cream product to work through. And then there's the shade Butterfly, which is a purple. And I think on deep skin, that's going to look so stunning. And I'm not going to touch the purple blush, right? Because in my head, I see that and I think, oh, I would love to test that out. It's not even that I'm afraid of a purple blush. I do think I'm just going to leave these to the deep complexioned people of the world, because I just know that's going to look so good on them. And to me, it would be like an art project gone awry. So while I'd be interested in trying these, I don't need them in my collection. I'm very happy with like the blushes that I do have in my collection at this time. So like that's a pass, but I'm excited to see more things always getting invited into the Colored Rain range, because I think it's a great brand and I want to see more from them, and I would like to kind of like have a full cut face situation from Colored Rain. And I think that'd be very nice to see. Becky G, the singer, launched a brand that I don't think I'll be able to pronounce, but I will write it up here for you. It looks like there is an eyeshadow palette, some brushes, interesting, a ton of beautiful colored eyeliners, although the swatches of them are very bad. I guess where I'm landing on this is like the why. The only thing that I'm landing on is that, again, this is like not for us. It's like for like fans of Becky G. Because when I'm looking at this palette, it's one of those palettes where it's like, it's neutral, but it has some colors. Which is like, I decided it's for like boring people when it comes to makeup. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that boring makeup done very well is very intriguing and beautiful. But like this palette does not scream intriguing to me. So a couple of things I do appreciate. The shade Soul, that looks like a beautiful yellow. The shade Happy is an interesting kind of puke green color, which doesn't really, not that any of the shades really go in here. And then the shade Grateful, which looks like a very beautiful light mint green shimmer. There's like too many ideas I think going on in this palette that like it kind of misses me. But if it's like your only eyeshadow palette, very much a versatile palette, can do a lot of things with it. So there's that. And the swatches of the eyeshadows are not nearly as bad as the eyeliners. But interesting route. I think the eyelashes part of this collection makes the most sense to me as to why this is happening. But okay, girl, whatever, get your coin. But it's just like, I'm kind of tired of people who aren't known for like having makeup on. I also don't know a lot about Becky G. Like, I think I know that one song that she did that was popular, I don't know, 7 years ago. Maybe it was not that long ago, but it feels like it was 7 years ago. I know I feel like she's more revered in other spaces. Like she like our circles do not overlap really. Fenty kind of like started this and like but broke the rules and like changed the game for makeup and continues to produce, for the most part, quality product that is like people into makeup are interested in, and pushes the envelope enough to keep being intriguing, but also makes great basic products. Lady Gaga also made sense, but then when it launched, it like didn't anymore. So I don't know. It's just, you never know what you're gonna get with these launches. There's gonna be contour versions, contour liquid contours from KVD. And if the shades are supposed to match this display, I'm I don't know that these are going to be contour shades, but maybe gel bronzers is more like it. I guess maybe that the I don't know. Okay, so I guess I really don't know. Maybe these blushes went over well, and I like missed that. Also, the placeholders for this product in this display is those big. That's big. You're gonna get a lot of product in there. It's gonna take you forever to use, which is like good in some aspects and then bad in other aspects. I think whenever you have like a larger makeup collection, it's a little bit daunting when you have such a big complexion product that's when you look at it would take you a whole year to use if you were using it every day. So like I don't know. I'm interested into seeing whatever that turns into, but as of now, that makes me mostly nervous. I like didn't watch any of like the launch situation stuff with the Hiram skincare, but that can literally miss me. I feel like skincare is a lot different than makeup because I don't. Hiram is incapable of pushing skincare forward. I guess is like my thought, right? So like let's say, when you think of like let's just take Manny MUA, who is someone who came up on YouTube as a makeup artist and then created his own brand. His own brand has its own vision for like what makeup can be, right? And it's like Manny's vision, but it like is a different viewpoint than like other makeup brands because Manny is his own brand and the other brands are like run by different people. And like what Manny does is like creates what he creates and like brings it to the world and like these color stories and like maybe I don't think like Manny is like super innovative as far as like color stories, like or maybe like I'm not like innovative like formulas, I guess, is like what I'm trying to get to. But like specific vision, and I think that makes more sense in the makeup world. But like Hiram, as far as I know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I really don't care about this man or this person, is not an esthetician, is not a dermatologist. So what is he like what if he's just like looking to make good skincare, sure, but like maybe I just trust you more as like the source of what's good and what's bad and what already exists in the market and what is coming out in the market, right? I think that makes more sense for someone who's reviewing skincare because I think once you start making your own skincare, I definitely feel like there's a shift, right? Where it's like, oh, it's going to be all about you're going to compare everything like to what you're doing, and it's not going to feel good, right? Because it's like if you were like going to say something like maybe you bring up like a Dr. Dennis Gross product and try to compare it to your Hiram product, I'm not going to believe you that that's better. I will believe you that it's inexpensive and maybe the ingredients that you get are more cost effective, but I don't believe that it's going to be like better, right? So I guess this like kind of gets lost on me completely. And I don't watch his content, but it all can truly miss me. Like I do not care. Like I feel like him and Brad Mondo are like on the same level of like, yeah, sure, I guess you know what you're talking about, but like also I don't trust you as a resource for these kind of things also. And that's another reason I don't want to talk about skincare on my channel because I don't want anyone to think that I'm like trying to tell you what's good and what's bad. And I don't know. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just feel like it's so different with skincare. Like I can tell you what I like and why I like it, but I'm not gonna say like this skincare is like absolutely bad for you because unless it's the apricot scrub, which I will tell you is bad for you. I won't let you put anything on your face that is actually gonna harm your face, which that one does. It creates small little tears on your face and just no. Okay, so Hourglass is up to something, and I don't think we have like full details of what it's going to like look like and how much it's going to cost, but it appears that Hourglass in like the footsteps in the stead of the former Urban Decay single shadows are releasing single eyeshadows, and you can kind of create your own palette with it. They have the dumbest shape pans. The corner is cut off so they can put their label, their little logo on it. And also I like Hourglass. I do think there are like problems within Hourglass, but I think they make beautiful product. So I like don't want to hate this, but everything about like a quint, like a line of quint with a singles, and it just like looks like every time I see pictures of the lineup, it's like they look askew. I don't know. I just everything about this like irks me. I don't know how many shades there are gonna be, but these are ugly. And I guess yeah, these eyeshadows. I don't like not. I guess not the shades, but it's like from what I can see in this like little thing from Trend Mood is that this is gonna be bad because like oh, the reason I mentioned Urban Decay is Urban Decay used to have those single shadows that you could pop out and like put into other like empty versions or like mix around your eyeshadows from Urban Decay, which I guess they kind of moved away from that a couple years ago, but like that was the thing they used to do, and this very much reminds me of that. It's like, why don't you just do like regular pro pans and be like, make your own palette with your pro pan, and that way people like me who already have magnetic palettes can just buy your shadows and put them in our magnetic palettes. Now, maybe these are magnetic, but they're just ugly, and I'm sure they're going to be overpriced. So, like I would bet anywhere between $25 and $30 for a shadow is my guess on these. I don't know. It can miss me. This is going to be the last one from the video. So this is from Laura Lee Cosmetics, and I don't really watch Laura Lee's content, and I know that she was in Carmageddon or whatever happened there, and that was like a whole thing that happened with Miss Laura. I will say that this is a beautiful looking palette. I don't know that I would ever like buy this, but I'm actually like, it's a color story, right? It's telling a story, which I feel like a lot of color stories recently are like not. There's just like definitely a vision. It seems thought through, and I have heard good things about the formula from Laura Lee. And I do love her. I've always kind of thought her, you know how I feel about Artist Couture, where it's like bitchy neutrals. I kind of felt the same way about Laura Lee's brand. This is exciting. This is something I probably will watch reviews about this palette because it does kind of like speak to me in some sort of way. Actually, this might be another palette that I try to dupe out with my collection. I see a lot of things that I already have in my collection in this palette, but I would never have thought to bring them together like this. So that's definitely like a color story I think I would like to play around with and fuss with and see what I can do with it. So once I'm done testing the color story of the Kaleidos palette that I've been kind of trying out, I think this might be the next one I dupe out because I do want to play with more color as I'm like doing these testing out testing out color stories from like brands have made. I do want to keep them colorful because like what's the point of me duping out a neutral palette? I already know I could dupe out a neutral palette. So I would think this would be a very fun one to dupe out. And congratulations, Laura, I guess, on like getting me intrigued by your brand because I do think that's really pretty. Thank you so much for watching this video. I don't know, like it wasn't even like a mean anti-haul because I think sometimes like anti-hauls can go like very mean. I think there's like a way, I guess I like did a very reasonable explanation as like to why I don't think I would buy any of these, but also I'm on a no buy, so it's kind of instinctively like anytime I talk about a new product, it's like I'm not gonna buy it, but talking myself through it. But it's also, I think, also cool to like be inspired by launches, even if you're not gonna buy them, and then you have things in your collection that you can dupe them with. Anyway, if you like my voice and want to hear more of it, I'm on 3 podcasts, and that's all linked in the description box below. And they're different, so you can just check those out and see what they're about. And please like this video if you enjoyed spending time with me, and then also subscribe if that is something you are interested in doing and would like to see more of me on your YouTube algorithm. Well, I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much again for watching. Bye!